Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. Here today to discuss about Raw for November 30th, 2020 review. I'm not going to really go on a long drawn out review here. This show was dead as dead can get. Outside of a triple threat match with Keith Lee, Matt Riddle, and AJ Styles, which was very predictable, by the way. The rest of the show is trash, really. It just was garbage beyond belief. The first thing that came on the show was Randy Orton and the moment of insanity with Alexa Bliss, which is what I'm calling it since Alexa Bliss is out of her fucking mind now at this point. I have to admit that it was intriguing at first with this segment. Randy Orton did have some comparisons between himself and Bray Wyatt. He believes that at the end of the day, him and Bray Wyatt hear voices inside their head. But he believes that Alexa Bliss is the key of beating The Fiend. She basically is his weakness. And if he destroys her, he destroys The Fiend. This was getting very intriguing, but then as we got to the end of the segment, it fell flat on its face. The lights go out, and we all of a sudden see Randy Orton holding on to Alexa Bliss as if he's going to take her away from him or something like that. And The Fiend seems very like he's being played by Randy Orton. So he, in a gesture, demands to get Alexa Bliss back, which Randy Orton gives back to her, or back to him. And so then he's walking up the ramp and Randy Orton's saying, "See, I got you. I got you." Like as if he figured out the solution, and it's proving that his belief is correct. Very stupid. It fell flat on its face. It was intriguing at first, and then the ending just had nothing. I was expecting The Fiend to actually do something outrageous. Maybe have the lights go out. He appears behind them. Something comes out of the rampway and grabs Randy Orton's foot like a zombie type of thing. I mean, anything to get inside Randy Orton's head and actually show him he ain't got shit on The Fiend. In which case, that was not the case at all. So it really felt underwhelming. There was nothing extraordinary about it. This definitely, if it had a very good solid ending to the segment, would have been great for the main event of the show, like the last thing on the show. But the way this thing went, it was trash beyond belief, and what a complete waste of time, and what great potential it could have been, but at the end of the day, it didn't have no concrete ending to it that would get you excited. It just seemed bland, and that's just that. You had Matt Riddle on the show all over the place, being fucking annoying, talking to Keith Lee, talking to AJ Styles, being retarded. It just was downright annoying. I mean, I don't know what they've done to Matt Riddle, but Matt Riddle, not just with his first name being gone, he's also annoying. He is annoying to listen to. He's as agitating to listen to as The Miz, and that's pretty fucked up to even have to say that, but he's just fucking annoying as hell. He goes around talking about this, he's talking about that. He even had MVP at the end of the show after he lost the match to AJ Styles and Keith Lee in that triple threat match, and he ended up being the one eating the pin, which was fucking crap. He ate the pin? Oh my god. Well, I mean, Keith Lee couldn't eat a loss either, so it was basically lose situation. Anybody that took the loss really couldn't afford a loss anyway to begin with. So, yeah. I really, I really don't understand how in the hell WWE is actually getting a full-on million views, while AEW Dynamite is pulling only 800,000, close to a million per week, and they're giving us superior wrestling and superior entertainment storylines than WWE, Raw, or SmackDown can put together in one night. I just don't understand it. So yeah, AJ Styles won the triple threat match. You had Dana Brooke beating Reckoning, which is Mia Yim, and a roll-up pin, which we only saw one of those. That was fucking amazing. But on Mia Yim, are you kidding me? In her first match or debut match on Raw, you have a lose? You had Ricochet lose to fucking Flapjack, whatever the hell you want to call him. He's Shane Thorne wearing a fucking hockey mask. He looks like a retard version of Jason Voorhees. Jesus Christ. What else happened on the show? Cedric Alexander beat fucking Xavier Woods and then walked off with without the rest of his team walking off with him. That was pretty bizarre. He wins with a gut check or some kind of shit. Lumbo check. I'm sorry. I forgot the name of the fucking move. But yeah, he hit the lumbo check and get the 1, 2, 3. I mean, I didn't even pay attention to half the shit. I don't even have my computer up to look this shit up, and I'll be quite frank with you, I don't really care. This show was this mainly is a rant than anything else. This was just a god-awful show. Last week's show was bearable, at least. There was something. I mean, it wasn't great, it wasn't exciting, it wasn't even decent, but it wasn't as terrible as this. This was fucking god-awful. The dialogue these people were talking was ridiculous. I felt like Matt Riddle was a child. Matt Riddle has become the worst thing on the show right now. He was the worst thing on the show tonight. The worst fucking thing on this show. I cannot imagine how Matt Riddle must feel right now. Creatively, he must probably feel like, I'm the dumbest motherfucker on this show. Really, he cannot, literally, if I was walking up to him, just randomly, just talking to him about his performance tonight, and he told me he felt great about how he did. Outside the match he was great in. That, I'm not going to complain. His in-ring wrestling hasn't changed. It hasn't gotten worse. He's been putting on really decent matches, but his dialogue is just, what the fuck? Shut the hell up. You are not the same guy you were in NXT, pal. I'm sorry to say, but my God. They need to have him not talk anymore. That's what they need him to do. Just don't talk. Get in the ring and wrestle. That's all. Simple as that. My God. He had business plans with MVP. MVP and Bobby Lashley initiated this storyline now with Matt Riddle. So apparently Matt Riddle's going to be challenging Bobby Lashley for the U.S. Championship. And I think that's great and all, but God, how they're doing it is just terrible. What a fucking joke. Who in their right mind actually thinks this is quality television is beyond me. Anyone that thinks that, please stay the fuck away from me. Jesus Christ. We had Drew McIntyre and Sheamus versus Miz and John Morrison. Miz and John Morrison was another thing. They had a segment with Sheamus saying, hey, why don't you go ahead and help us get Drew McIntyre, and I'll give you a shot for the WWE Championship after I give Morrison a shot. Like, are you kidding? Are you really fucking kidding me right now? He's gonna have him turn on his good friend. Well, that didn't actually happen, number one. Number two, Keith Lee was backstage thinking that Sheamus was going to turn on him. This was just a clusterfuck of idiocracy beyond belief, man. This was insane. I couldn't believe they actually could literally sit in a creative boardroom and come up with this terrible shit. This did not happen. I know for a fact we didn't get nothing from creative. This all came from Vincent Kennedy McMahon himself. He is the major problem towards this company, man. This guy don't give a fuck about nothing. He don't care about producing anything. He don't care about giving us anything worth watching. This man only cares about one thing and one thing only: satisfying his sick, demented ego and just entertaining himself and laughing at all of us like a couple of idiots. It makes you question, why am I on here? I'm not getting paid for this. I just upload videos because of this is a hobby, and I shouldn't torture myself like this. I'm not torturing myself. I sat through this. I actually went on my phone and I was watching boxing on Showtime. I actually have a subscription to Showtime for a 30-day trial. So you guys might start catching me uploading boxing videos, discussing about things going on in boxing or just in general fights that I'm interested in watching, and just go over with you guys. I also have someone I know who's a roommate of mine who actually has boxing experience. So I may put him on the show and have him and I actually do a full-on review of a boxing match of our choice for the night. I might call it Fight of the Night, boxing episode, whatever number, when, you know. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing that starting on Tuesday nights possibly, but I'm not 100% certain that that's going to happen this, like, tomorrow or next Tuesday. But keep an eye out for that. If you guys are interested in boxing, I'm going to start uploading that on this channel. It's still going to be World of Wrestling. I'm not changing the name or anything. But I just thought I'd throw that out there to you guys because I need something to actually review that's worth reviewing. This is just me talking, shooting the shit with you guys at this point, because there was nothing to review on this. And I just don't feel like propping up at 11 o'clock at night my computer and discuss with you guys every little thing that happened on the show, because there was nothing worth reviewing. Not a fucking thing. What else happened on the show? Just out of the top of my head. Again, like I said, we had Drew McIntyre and Sheamus versus Miz and John Morrison, which ended up being a fucking ridiculous ending. They had Sheamus completely wiped out of the match. He was thrown over the barricade. He was out of the picture. And AJ Styles was on commentary. He jumped on the top of the apron and did the phenomenal forearm to Drew McIntyre to help Miz, which was discussed backstage before this. You think Drew McIntyre is aware of all this shit going on, which I do believe they touch on in an interview just before his match was supposed to start. I don't understand why they had the interview just before the match was supposed to start. Why didn't they have the interview like in the middle of the show or something? It seemed a little fucking out of place to me anyway, but whatever. Doesn't really matter. Vince McMahon doesn't care, why should I? But yeah, I mean, and there was a disqualification. There was a complete mix-up. Nobody knew what the fuck to do. Miz was not wanting to cash in. AJ wanted him to cash in. They hit the skull-crushing finale, the Starship Pain, the fucking phenomenal forearm, all three of their finishers on him, and they yet did not cash in at the end of the day. And Drew McIntyre hit one of them, I think it was John Morrison, with a Claymore kick, and the briefcase was never cashed in to begin with. So Miz is still saved. He still has his briefcase. But you got a good feeling Miz is going to end up losing this whole thing. Now, there is another option they could go with. They could pass the fucking briefcase to Sheamus at this point. Because I think Sheamus and Drew McIntyre, with Sheamus actually not just cashing in, like, you know, cashing in after a match is over, after the champion got his ass kicked or it was through a grueling match, but actually schedules the match. He has the briefcase. He announced when he wants the match. He challenges Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship as the Money in the Bank briefcase holder and challenges him at the Royal Rumble for the WWE title. Why not? Be straight up. Say, I want to challenge you for the title. Simple as that. You don't need to go through a hassle of finding a challenger, doing these stupid tournaments that are fucking predictable. Just give the damn briefcase to Sheamus at TLC, have a one-on-one match, and at that point, he wins the briefcase and he challenges Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble, with him challenging him with the briefcase. It makes more sense. It's also different. They haven't done that in a long time, where a briefcase winner announces the place that he wants to challenge him for the title. Straight up, and the match is scheduled. There's no need for looking for a number one contender, because it devalues the damn fucking briefcase. There's no need for it. So, that's just me in a nutshell about the briefcase and the whole situation. You guys let me know what you guys think about that in the comments down below, of course. But overall, guys, this show did not have nothing noteworthy to talk about. Not a fucking thing. Like I said, Ricochet faced fucking Slapjack, and he loses to Slapjack thanks to a distraction by Mustafa Ali. And Dana Brooke beats fucking whatchamacallit, fucking Reckoning, which is Mia Yim. We also see Asuka and Lana beat Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. And who gets the loss here? Not Nia Jax. Still Shayna Baszler, and this time it's Lana who pins her. And not because Lana did anything. Of course, Lana doesn't do anything. She always seems to manage to win matches by doing nothing. She ended up in a rear naked choke, and then Asuka came in and kicked her right upside the head, not hitting Lana in the process, and then attacked Nia Jax to eliminate her out of the match. And she ended up getting pinned by Lana, and Lana got the 1, 2, 3 for her team. You folks, if you don't see this coming, it's coming. It's going to be Lana and Asuka facing Shayna Baszler and fucking Nia Jax. That is what we're going to see at this pay-per-view TLC. Big whoop. Folks, I don't know what more you want me to discuss, touch on, what have you. The Matt Riddle, Keith Lee, and AJ Styles match was awesome, very fun. It was entertaining, but very predictable. And there's nothing you can really expect from that, because Matt Riddle sure as hell wasn't going to have a shot. That wouldn't have been believable. And neither Keith Lee. So putting them in that title position wouldn't have made the match even worthy of doing, because it's so damn predictable. AJ Styles is the best choice because there's a chance they could decide on turning the title over to him at some point. That's a possibility. I mean, granted, if they put the title on AJ Styles and Drew McIntyre is no longer champion, we could see Drew McIntyre win the Royal Rumble a second year around and face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania for the Universal Championship. That's another option they could go with, but that would kind of defeat the fact of taking the title off of Randy Orton so damn quick. So, I don't know. I really don't. I see, though, Drew McIntyre retaining the championship and probably keeping it until WrestleMania, more than likely. So, I mean, I don't know, man. This show just does not... It's not fun. It's not exciting. It's very boring. And it's just downright a drag. There's really nothing to the show that gives you any excitement. And Vince McMahon should be ashamed. Just sell the fucking company already, please. You're dragging everyone down. You're taking away their passion and excitement. Why the fuck would you want to do that? Just to be a fucking asshole? I guess I answered my own question. Of course, yeah, he does. Because that's what he is, a fucking asshole. But hey, what am I gonna do? I love wrestling. I want to see WWE be more than what it is, but it's not much of anything but a boring ass fucking show. So any of you guys were wondering, was this a decent show to go back and watch? Fuck no, you're wasting your time. This show is fucking trash. I wouldn't even go back to watch that triple threat match despite how good it was. I wouldn't watch it. This show is not even worth watching, man. It is fucking dead as dead can get. I've watched some of these episodes, and each and every time I watch it, sometimes I say they're worse than the last one. This one is by far the worst of up to date. This is the worst episode I've ever seen of any Raw episode of all time. And that's pretty fucking pathetic. I mean, and they've had some pretty bad ones before. So, I don't know, guys. I really don't have much more to discuss. Like I said, I didn't see it worth, whipping out my computer, turning it on, getting, giving you the full-on scoop of everything that happened on this episode, because it wasn't even worth it. I just went over everything I could, off the top of my head and give you guys my insight. But overall, this more was a rant than anything else. So at this time, you know what to do. Hit the like button if you like this video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And of course, leave a comment down below on anything you'd like to discuss with me, or just, comments about the show if you even watch the show. God help you if you did. Unless you're doing reviews, I don't see the point of just blatantly watching this out of pure enjoyment, because there's nothing to enjoy. So at this time, guys, you know what to do. Hit the like button if you like the video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And leave a comment down below, and I'll definitely get back to you guys on that. And I thank you very much for watching. Have a great night, guys. Bye.